Welcome to this planning session. So now you've experienced your specialisation workshop, teachers sharing their professional expertise around the core concepts of teaching in senior secondary in your specialisation and planning units of work. We're now moving on to the next part of the planning process. So you should be in groups of 3 or 4 for this planning process. And to start off, to get to know your group, to find some common goals and collective approaches to teaching, we're going to do what's known as an Irks and Quirks warm-up. So this task is intended to start building a culture of trust in the group. So on your own, individually, write down one pet peeve you are having regarding working in groups by finishing the sentence, "It burns my butt when." So a pet peeve is something that is a minor annoyance or something that is irritating to you. For an example, one of my pet peeves when I'm working in groups is when I'm dumped with doing the majority of the work. So I would write, "It burns my butt when members of a group don't pull their weight." Okay, and then write down one trait about yourself that everyone in the group should know to best work with you in a group setting. So begin with the phrase, "One thing you should all know about me is," for example, I might say, "One thing you should all know about me is that my silence is not due to disinterest. I just need processing time." You're going to share these 2 statements in a moment in your small groups, as well as share your professional learning goals from your SWOT analysis of your own teaching, from the weaknesses section from your homework. When you share, you're not allowed to elaborate. You just read what you've written, and no one else should comment. And the whole process should take no longer than 6 or 7 minutes, depending on how many people in your group. After you've done this, your specialisation teacher will give you the outcome or the topic to begin your planning. Using the topic given or the outcome given, you're going to discuss as well as document your answers to GFOR's 4 high impact questions. And these questions are, what is it we want our students to learn? So here you're going to be discussing curriculum. You'll be documenting the applicable area of study or the outcome, the key knowledge in that outcome, the skills that are associated with that outcome and that area of study or that learning. But also think about any other capabilities and any other skills that this unit should or could address. So we've got ICT, we've got numeracy, literacy, exam development, critical and creative thinking, metacognition, etc. Think about all those other areas. Number 2, how do we know if our students are learning? So assessment is the focus here. Where is the assessment in the unit? What does the study guide say that the assessment should be? How will you know that student has learned? And what are you going to be looking for? How will the student demonstrate the knowledge or skill required? What sub-tasks could be used, in accordance with the study's design? So all of these areas you can discuss. 3, how will we respond when students don't learn? So what will you do as a teacher when your VCE student is not learning? Is there anything that we could put into the unit plan that could be included to address this? Where's the differentiation, for an example? How are you going to provide one-on-one support? How are you going to provide extra support? What will that look like inside the classroom? What will that look like outside the classroom? And number 4, how will we enrich and extend the learning for students who are proficient? So again, differentiation. But where are you going to provide extension activities? What does this actually look like in the VCE setting or the VCAL setting? What differentiation could be included that might be more suited to challenging aspects of differentiation in terms of the topic? So remember here, you're not just assessed on your written work, okay, but also your group discussion. So talk to each other. A PLC is all about constructively challenging each other's ideas respectfully. Okay, your written work can be dot points, that's fine, and you have about 40 minutes to complete these 2 tasks.